Letter 214 to Mr. James Hamilton. James Hamilton was educated for the ministry in Scotland, but going over to Ireland, he continued for some time to act as steward or agent for his uncle, Lord Clainboy. He commenced his labours as a preacher of the gospel in 1624, and in the following year was settled at Ballywater in the county of Down, in which charge, says Robert Blair, he was painful, successful, and constant, notwithstanding he had many temptations to follow promotion, which he might easily have obtained. Blair's Life. In August 1636, he and several of his brethren in the ministry were deposed by Henry Leslie, Bishop of Down, for refusing to subscribe the canons then imposed on ministers in Ireland. He was one of those who that year embarked for New England, but who were forced to return by the adverse state of the weather. After his coming over to Scotland, he became minister of Dumfries, and subsequently of Edinburgh, where he continued to labour for 15 years. He was a member of the famous assembly held at Glasgow in 1638. In March 1644, he and Mr. Weir, minister of Dalserve, were appointed to administer the Solemn League and Covenant in Ireland. On their return to Scotland, falling in with the noted Alistair MacDonald, the two ministers, with several others, including Hamilton's father-in-law, Mr. Watson, a minister in Ireland, were taken prisoners and carried to Castle Meagri or Mingarry on the coast of Adnamachan, where they suffered incredible hardships, which brought Mr. Weir and Mr. Watson to their graves. Hamilton was liberated in May 1645 after an imprisonment of 10 months. In August 1651, when the Committee of Estates and of the General Assembly, of which he was a member, were sitting at Alyth, they were apprehended by a party of horses sent out by Monk, and were shipped to the Tower of London, where Hamilton was kept 2 years. Continuing faithful to the principles, he was ejected from his charge in 1662, upon which he was retired to Inveresk, and died on the 10th of March, 1666. He was naturally of an excellent temperament, both of body and mind, always industrious and fastidious in all the several provinces and scenes of his life. He was delightful to his friends and acquaintances, yea, beloved of his enemies. He was bold for truth and tenacious in everything of moment, though naturally and in his own things among the mildest of men, rich in learning, intelligent, judicious. He was great in esteem with the greatest and wisest. Reads History of the Presbyterian Church in Ireland. Blair, in his Life, page 136, Woodrow edited, mentions another James Hamilton minister, first at Killalea in Ireland, and then at Ballantrae in Scotland. Blair's first wife was sister to the wife of this James Hamilton of Killalea, and her name was Catherine Montgomery of Busby.